Course handout: Vector Calculus, Differential Equations and Transforms. Course code 100908 MA 200A. Module number 1: Calculus of Vector Valued Functions. Module number 1: Contents: Calculus of Vector Valued Functions, Definition of Vector Valued Functions, then Domain of Vector Valued Functions, Limits and Continuity, and Derivative of Vector Valued Functions, then Motion along a curve, that is velocity, speed and acceleration. Vector field, conservative, potential function, curl, divergence and Laplacian operator. Line integral of vector field, and work done, independence of path. Prescribed test is calculus written by H. Anton. Module 1: Vector valued functions. The definition of vector valued functions. If vector r of t is a vector valued function in 3 space, then for each allowable values of t, the vector r is equal to vector r of t can be expressed in terms of components as vector r is equal to vector r of t is equal to x of t, y of t, z of t. That can also be written as x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap plus z of t into k cap, where I, j, k are unit vector along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. The functions x of t, y of t and z of t are called component functions or components of vector r of t. Thus, vector r of t is positioned with its initial point at the origin. Its terminal point will trace out the curve C as the parameter t varies, in which case we call vector r of t the radius vector or the position vector for C. For example, the components of vector r of t is equal to t square t cube, so that it can also be written as t into I cap plus t square into j cap plus t cube into k cap, or x of t is equal to t and y of t is equal to t square and z of t is equal to t cube. Now the next one is the domain of the vector valued function. Vector r of t is the set of all allowable values for t. If vector r of t is defined in terms of component functions and the domain is not specified explicitly, then it will be understood that the domain is the intersection of the natural domains of the component functions. That is called natural domain of vector r of t. One question: find the natural domain of vector r of t is equal to natural logarithm of mod t minus 1 e raised to t root t. So that is equal to natural logarithm of t minus mod t minus 1 into I cap plus e raised to t into j cap plus root t into k cap. So natural domain of natural logarithm of mod t minus 1 is open interval minus infinity 1 union 1 infinity. The natural domain of the component e raised to t is minus infinity infinity. Then natural domain of root t is closed interval 0 to infinity. So therefore the intersection of these sets is closed interval 0 to 1 union open interval 1 to infinity, which is the natural domain of vector r of t. Next question: sketch the graph and radius vector of vector r of t is equal to cos t into I cap plus sin t into j cap, where t varies from 0 to 2 pi. Vector r of t, and next one is vector r of t is equal to cos t into I cap plus sin t into j cap plus 2 k cap, where 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to 2 pi. First one, the corresponding parametric equations are x is equal to cos t, y is equal to sin t, t varies from 0 to 2 pi. So the graph is the circle of radius 1 centered at the origin and oriented counterclockwise. So here when we take t is equal to 0, then we will get that point, that is this point, that 1 0. When t is equal to pi by 2, you will get this point, so that is 0 1. t is equal to pi, you will get the point minus 1 0. When t is equal to 3 pi by 2, you will get the point, this point, that is 0 minus 1. When we join these points using a curve, you will get a circle of radius 1 centered at the origin and oriented counterclockwise. Okay, then so the next one is the corresponding parametric equations are x is equal to cos t, y is equal to sin t, and z is equal to 2, where t varies from 0 to 2 pi. From the third equation, the tip of the radius vector traces a curve in the plane z is equal to 2. So this one. And from the first two equations, that is x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t, the curve is a circle of radius 1 centered at the point 0 0 2 and trace it counterclockwise looking down the z axis. So you will get this one. The definition of limits and continuity. Let vector r of t be a vector valued function that is defined for all t in some open interval containing the number a, except that vector r of t need not be defined at a. We will write limit t tends to a, vector r of t is equal to L, if and only if limit t tends to a, vector r of t minus L, so that will be equal to 0. So if vector r of t is equal to x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap plus z of t into k cap, then limit t tends to a vector r of t is equal to limit t tends to a x of t into I cap. So component wise we take component wise limit. Okay. So limit t tends to a y of t into j cap plus limit t tends to a z of t into k cap. Then the definition of continuity. So motivated by definition of continuity for real valued functions, we define a vector valued function vector r of t to be continuous at t is equal to a if limit t tends to a vector r of t is equal to vector r of a. That is vector r of a is defined, that is the first one. Second condition is a limit of vector r of t as t tends to a axis and the two are equal. That is the third one. One question, find the limit of, that is limit t tends to a r of t if vector r of t is equal to t square into I cap plus e raised to t into j cap minus 2 cos pi t into k cap. We will take the component wise limit. So limit t tends to 0 vector r of t is equal to limit t tends to 0 first component t square plus into I cap plus limit t tends to 0, the second component is e raised to t into j cap minus limit t tends to 0 2 cos pi t into k cap. You will get the answer as j cap minus 2 k cap. So next question is determine whether vector r of t is continuous at t is equal to 0. Explain your reasoning. The vector r of t is equal to t square into k I cap plus 3 into sin t into j cap minus e raised to t into k cap. And next vector valued function is vector r of t is equal to e raised to t into I cap plus sin t by t into j cap plus t into k cap. Answer of the first vector valued function. So limit t tends to 0 vector r of t is equal to limit t tends to 0 t square into I cap plus 3 sin t into j cap minus e raised to t into k cap. So we apply the limit component wise. So limit t tends to 0 t square into I cap plus limit t tends to 0 3 times sin t into j cap minus limit t tends to 0 e raised to t into k. So you will get the answer as minus k cap. Then the value of the vector valued function at t is equal to 0, that is vector r of 0 is equal to minus k cap. So these two are equal, therefore limit t tends to 0 vector r of t is equal to vector r of 0. Therefore vector r of t is continuous at t is equal to 0. The solution of second vector valued function. So limit, so here the limit axis, so limit t tends to 0 vector r of t is equal to, so apply the limit component wise, so you will get the answer as I cap plus j cap. So but the problem is when you take this second component sin t by t, so that sin t by t is not defined at t is equal to 0. Therefore, vector r of t is not defined at t is equal to 0. Therefore, we can conclude that vector r of t is not continuous at t is equal to 0. The first condition is not satisfied. Next one is definition of derivatives. Vector r of t is a vector valued function if we define the derivative of vector r with respect to t to be vector valued function vector r dash given by vector r dash of t is equal to limit h tends to 0 vector r t plus h minus vector r of t divided by h. The domain of vector r dash consists of all the values of t in the domain of vector r of t for which the limit exists. There are some not. So first one is derivative vector r of t can be expressed as dy by dt of vector r of t, or simply we can write it as dr by dt, or r dash of t, or simply r dash. The geometrical interpretation of a derivative. So suppose that C is a graph of vector valued function vector r of t in a 2 space or a 3 space, and that vector r dash of t exists and is non-zero for given value of t. If vector r dash of t is positioned with its initial point at the terminal point of radius vector r of t, so this is the position vector or radius vector r dash vector r of t. Its terminal point is this one, and the initial point of vector r dash of t is this point itself. Okay, so then vector r dash of t is the tangent to C and points in the direction of increasing parameter. Okay, then the next one, vector r of t is a vector valued function, then vector r is differentiable at t if and only if each of its component functions is differentiable at t, in which case the component functions of vector r dash of t are the derivatives of the corresponding component functions of vector r of t. That is a component wise differentiation is done. Then the rules of differentiation. Let vector r of t, vector r1 of t, vector r2 of t be differentiable vector valued functions that are all in 2 space or 3 space, and let f of t be differentiable real valued function, and k is a scalar, and c, that is vector c, is a constant vector. That is the meaning is vector whose value does not depend on t. Then the following rules of differentiation hold. First one, derivative of constant vector, so that will be equal to 0. Then derivative of constant into vector r of t, so that will be, you can take the constant outside and take the derivative. So the next one is derivative of vector r1 of t plus vector r2 of t, so that will give you the derivative of the first function plus derivative of the second vector valued function. Then difference of two difference of two vector valued functions, so that will be equal to derivative of vector r1 of t minus derivative of vector r2 of t. Then derivative of f of t into vector r dash of t, so that will be equal to the first function f of t, that is a real valued function f of t, times derivative of the vector valued function of vector r of t plus derivative of the real valued function f of t times vector valued function r of t. Then derivative of dot and cross product, dy by dt of dot product of two vector valued function vector r1 of t and vector r2 of t, so that will be equal to r1 of t into derivative of second vector valued function plus derivative of first vector valued function vector r1 dot vector the next second vector valued function vector r of 2. Then next one is derivative of cross product of two vector valued functions vector r1 of t and vector r2 of t, so that will be equal to vector r1 of t cross derivative of r2 with respect to t plus derivative of vector r1 with respect to t cross vector r2 of t. Next one is vector r and vector r dash are orthogonal vectors. That is, their dot product is equal to 0. So we can see in this figure. So this is vector r and this one is vector r dash. So they are perpendicular. So they are orthogonal. So one example, find vector r dash of t if vector r of t is equal to t square into I cap plus e raised to t into j cap minus 2 cos pi t into k cap. Vector r of, then next one is vector r of t is equal to tan inverse of t into I cap plus t into cos t into j cap minus root 2 t into k cap. So solution of first one, so vector r dash of t is equal to derivative of component wise differentiation. Derivative of the first component, that is t square, derivative of second component, that is e raised to t, and derivative of the third one. So you will get the answer as 2t into I cap plus e raised to t into j cap plus 2 pi sine pi t k cap. Derivative of the second vector variable function, that is vector r dash of t is equal to component wise, here also component wise differentiation. Derivative of the first component, that is 1 by 1 plus t square into I cap plus derivative of the second one, t into cos t. We can use product rule, so we can write it as cos t minus t into sin t into j cap minus derivative of the third component, that is root t, that is 1 by 2 root t into k cap. Next one, calculate derivative of dot product of two vector variable function and derivative of cross product of two vector variable functions. So vector r1 of t is equal to cos t into I cap plus sin t into j cap plus t into k cap, and vector r2 of t is equal to I cap plus t into k cap. Then you first find out the dot product. So we will get cos t into cos t plus t square and take the derivative. So you will get minus sin t plus 2t. So that will be the answer. Then you find out the cross product of two vector variable functions. So you use that formula. So I cap, j cap, k cap. Then the components of first vector variable function, that is cos t, sin t, t. So you write that one here. Then next function is vector r2 of t. So whose components are 1t, 10t. Okay, so that is 10t. So take the value of the determinant, so you will get the answer, and take the derivative of that answer. So you will get this one, t into cos t. You use the product rule, so t into cos t plus sin t into I cap plus next one is t into sin t minus cos t plus 1 into j cap minus cos t into k cap. Motion along a curve. So if vector r of t is a position function or trajectory of a particle moving along a curve in 2 space or a 3 space, then instantaneous velocity, instantaneous acceleration and instantaneous speed of the particle at a time t are defined by velocity is equal to vector v of t is equal to derivative vector r with respect to t, and acceleration derivative vector v with respect to t. So that will be equal to the second derivative vector r with respect to t, and speed is norm of this vector variable function vector v of t. So that is equal to ds by dt. Next one, formulas for position, velocity, acceleration and speed. Position. In 2 space, it is vector r is equal to x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap. In 3 space, vector r of t is equal to x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap plus z of t into k cap. Then velocity. So vector v of t is equal to dx derivative of x with respect to t into I cap plus dy by dt into j cap. So similarly, in the case of 3 space, vector v of t is equal to dx by dt into I cap plus dy by dt into j cap plus dz by dt into k cap. Then acceleration. So vector a of t is equal to second derivative of x with respect to t then into I cap plus second derivative of y with respect to t into j cap. Then and in the case of similarly in the case of 3 space we can write vector a of t. Then what about speed? Speed is norm of vector v of t is equal to root of uh, uh, dx by dt the whole square plus dy by dt the whole square. Similarly in the speed in the case of 3 space. So one question, a particle moves along a circular path in such a way that its x and y coordinates at time t are x is equal to 2 cos t and y is equal to 2 sin t. Find the instantaneous velocity and speed of the particle at the time t. Second one, sketch the path of the particle and show the position and velocity vectors at t is equal to pi by 4 with the velocity vector drawn so that its initial point is at the tip of the position vector. And third one, show that at each instant the acceleration vector is perpendicular to the velocity vector. The position vector is vector r of t is equal to 2 cos t into I cap plus 2 sin t into j cap. The instantaneous velocity and speed of the particle at time t is given by vector v of t is equal to vector dr by dt, derivative of dr by dt is equal to 2 sin t into I cap plus 2 cos t into j cap. And speed, so the norm of vector v, so that's equal to root of minus 2 sin t, this is minus 2 sin t the whole square plus 2 cos t the whole square, so you will get the answer as 2. Next one, the position and velocity vectors of the particle at t is equal to pi by 4. So you apply t is equal to pi by 4 in the position vector and velocity vector, so you will get the answer as, so vector r of pi by 4 that will be equal to root 2 into I cap plus root 2 into j cap, and velocity vector pi at t is equal to pi by 4 is equal to minus 2 sin pi by 4 into I cap plus 2 cos pi by 4 into j cap, that's equal to minus root 2 into I cap plus root 2 into j cap. The path of the particle is shown below. So this is the position vector or radius vector, vector r is equal to root 2 into I cap plus root 2 into j cap, this is that vector. And vector v, so the derivative of this vector r, so that is vector v, so this is that vector v, v is equal to negative root 2 into I cap plus root 2 into j cap, so that angle is pi by 4 at t is equal to pi by 4. So you will get a circle and you can find out this radius vector and the velocity vector with t is equal to pi by 4. Next one, the instantaneous acceleration is given by vector a of t is equal to derivative vector v of t with respect to t, so that's equal to 2 times cos t into I cap minus 2 times sin t into j cap. So we want to show that vector v and vector a are perpendicular. So you take the dot product, you will get 0, so therefore they are perpendicular. Next question, a particle moves through 3 space in such a way that its velocity is vector v is equal to I cap plus t into j cap plus t square into k cap. Find the coordinates of the particle at a time t is equal to 1, given that the particle is at the point minus 1, 2, 4 at the time t is equal to 0. So here vector r of t we can find, so that vector r of t is equal to integral of vector v of t into dt. So that's equal to, so vector v of t that is given, so the integral of that one, so that's equal to, you find out the integral, we find out component wise, so integral of 1 into I cap, so what is that t. Next one, integral of t, what is that t square by 2 into j cap. Integral of third component t square, that is t cube divided by 3 into k cap plus c. Then at t is equal to 0, so this 1 implies you can find out this the value of c, that is vector r of 0, so that will be equal to c. So given that, what is vector r of 0? So what is that? 1 minus 1 2 4. So that you can write it as minus I cap plus 2j cap plus 4k cap. Therefore c is equal to minus I cap plus 2j cap plus 4k cap. We can substitute the value of c in equation number 1. So you will get vector r of t is equal to, this is t into I cap plus t square by 2 into j cap plus t cube divided by 3 into k cap plus c. Okay, so you can simplify that, you will get this one. Therefore the position vector, vector r of t, so we can also find out the position vector at t is equal to 1, that is given by vector r of 1 is equal to 0 into I cap plus 5 by 2 into j cap plus 13 by 3 into k cap. You put t is equal to 1 in this equation, you will get the answer as this one, vector r of 1. So therefore the coordinates are 0, then 5 by 2, then this one you can write it as 0, 5 by 2, 13 by 3. So which is the answer. Next one is directional derivative and gradients. So if f of xy is differentiable at x0 y0, and if u is equal to u1 of I cap plus u2 j cap is a unit vector, then the directional derivative, that is denoted by d of f of x0 y0 along the unit vector u is equal to along the unit vector vector u exists and is given by d of f of x0 y0 along the unit vector vector u, that's equal to the derivative of f with respect to x at x0 y0 times u1. u1 is the first component, then plus derivative of f with respect to y at x0 y0, the point x0 y0 times this u2, second the component of u. Okay, then as in the case of two-dimensional case, we can find out the directional derivative in the 3 space. So f of x y z is differentiable at x0 y0 z0, and if u is equal to u1 into I cap plus u2 into j cap plus u3 into k cap is a unit vector, then the directional derivative d of f of x0 y0 z0 exists and is given by d of f of x0 y0 z0. So fx x0 y0 z0 into u1 plus fy, so derivative of f with respect to y at x0 y0 z0 into u2 plus fz x0 y0 z0 times u3. Since the unit vector vector u in the xy plane can be expressed as u is equal to cos phi into I cap plus sin phi into j cap, where phi is the angle from the positive x-axis to u, the directional derivative of the function f of xy in the direction of unit vector u can also be expressed as d of directional derivative of f of x0 y0 in the direction of unit vector vector u, that's equal to fx x0 y0 cos phi plus fy x0 y0 sin phi. So next one, if f is a function of x and y, then the gradient of f is defined by del f of xy, that will be equal to the derivative of f with respect to x into I cap plus derivative of f with respect to y into j cap. So therefore what is directional derivative of f of xy, that you can write it as del f of xy dot the unit vector vector u. So here the unit vector is vector u is equal to u1 into I cap plus u2 into j cap, the dot product with delta f of xy. So you will get this one. So you will get the first, the gradient, the directional derivative. Then similarly in the case of f is a function of x, y, z, then the gradient of f is given by del of f of x y z is equal to fx x y z into I cap plus fy x y z into j cap plus f z x y z into k cap. So direction derivative of f of x y z into u is equal to del of f of x y z dot the unit vector u. Next one is at x y, the surface z is equal to f of x y has the maximum slope in the direction of gradient, and the maximum slope, that is the largest directional derivative, is norm of del of f of x y. So similarly in the case of at x y, the surface z is equal to f of x y has minimum slope in the direction of gradient, and the minimum slope, that is the smallest directional derivative, is negative of norm of del f of x y. Then one question, let f of x y is equal to x y. Find and interpret the directional derivative of f at the point 1 2 in the direction of unit vector vector u. For unit vector u is root 2 by 2 into I cap plus 1 by 2 into j cap. We can find out the derivative of f with the partial derivative of f with respect to x at the point 1 2, that will give you 2. Then partial derivative of f with respect to y at the point 1 2, you will get 1. And unit vector, so from that unit vector we can find out u1 and u2. Then therefore direction derivative of f at the point 1 2 in the direction of vector u, that will be equal to fx at the point 1 2 u1 partial derivative of f with respect to y at the point 1 2 into u2. So that will give you root 3 plus 1 by 2. So since that point is approximately equal to 0.23, we can conclude that if we move a small distance from the point 1 2 in the direction of vector u, the function f of xy is equal to xy will increase by about 2.23 times the distance moved. Next question, find the directional derivative of f of xy is equal to e raised to xy at minus 2 0 in the direction of unit vector that makes an angle pi by 3 with the positive x-axis. So find the partial derivatives with respect to x and y at the point minus 2 0. So you will get 0 and minus 2. Then unit vector, that you can write it as vector u, unit vector is equal to cos pi by 3. So this unit vector makes an angle with the pi by 3 with the positive x-axis, so that we can write vector u is equal to unit vector is equal to cos pi by 3 into I cap plus sin pi by 3 into j cap. So you will get this one. This is a unit vector. Therefore directional derivative of f at the point minus 2 0 in the direction of unit vector vector u. So you can use that formula. You will get the answer as minus root 3. Next question, find the directional derivative of xyz is equal to x square y minus y into z cube plus z at the point 1 minus 2 0 in the direction of the vector a is equal to 2 into I cap plus j cap minus 2 k cap. So the solution is, so find out that partial derivative with respect to xyz. You will get at the point 1 minus 2 0, you will get minus 4 1 and 1. So the unit vector, so we have the vector a, you find out the unit vector u is equal to vector a by norm a. So that will give you this unit vector. Therefore directional derivative of f at the point 1 minus 2 0 in the direction of unit vector u. So that will, we can use that formula. You will get the answer as minus 3. Next one is let f of xy is equal to x square into e raised to y. Find the maximum value of directional derivative at minus 2 0 and find the unit vector in the direction in which the maximum value occurs. So the gradient delta f of xy, so the formula is fx xy into I cap plus partial derivative of f with respect to y into j cap. You will get this one. The gradient of f at minus 2 0. So you will get minus 4 into I cap plus 4 into j cap. Therefore, maximum value of directional derivative in the direction of the gradient at minus to 0 is, so the norm of this one. So you will get 4 into root 2. So therefore, unit vector in the direction of direction in which the maximum value occur is given by u is equal to uh, this is the maximum vector which is along the gradient. So therefore, the unit vector is equal to the gradient divided by norm of this gradient at the point minus to 0. So you will get the unit vector minus 1 by root 2 into I cap plus 1 by root 2 into j cap. Next one, vector field. A vector field in a plane is a function that associates with each point p of xy in a plane a unique vector f of p parallel to the plane. Similarly, a vector field in 3 space is a function that associates with each point p in 3 space a unique vector f of p in 3 space. So for example, gravitational field and fluid flow are examples of vector field. A vector field, vector f of p, can be expressed as f of vector f of xy is equal to f of xy into I cap plus g of xy into j cap. Similarly, in 3 space with a xyz coordinate system, the vector field vector fp can be expressed as vector f is equal to f of xyz into I cap plus g of xyz into j cap plus h of xyz into k cap. We can also denote the vector field with the vector f of vector r. So where vector r is equal to x into I cap plus y into j cap plus z into k cap, which is the radius vector in 3 space. So we have some notes. A vector field vector f in a 2 space or in a 3 space is said to be conservative in a region if it is the gradient field for some function phi in that region. That is, if vector f is equal to del phi, the function phi is called a potential function for f in the region. Del operator is denoted by del, and it is given by del is equal to dou by dou x into I cap plus dou by dou y into j cap plus dou by dou z into k cap. Laplace operator is denoted by del square and is given by del square is equal to del dot del, that's equal to dou square by dou s square plus dou square by dou y square plus dou square by dou z square. And the next one, if vector f of xyz is equal to f of xyz into y cap plus g of xyz into j cap plus h of xyz into k cap, then we define the divergence of f written by diverge of f. So to be the function given by divergence of f is equal to dou f by dou x plus dou g by dou y plus dou h by dou z. So that will be equal to del dot vector f. So that's a scalar. Then next one, if f of x, there is not a vector. Okay, not a scalar means, so it is not a vector. So if vector f of xyz is equal to f of xyz into I cap plus g of xyz into j cap plus h of xyz into k cap, then we define the curl of f is written by curl of f to be the function given by curl of f is equal to determinant ijk dou by dou x dou by dou y dou by dou z f gh. So that you can write as del cross f. Curl of f itself is a vector field. Okay. The next one is f is said to be irrotational if cross product of del and vector f is equal to 0. So vector f is said to be solenoidal if del dot f, so that will be equal to 0. So phi is said to be Laplacian if del square phi is equal to 0, or we can write it as dou square phi by dou s square plus dou square phi by dou y square plus dou square phi by dou z square, so that will be equal to 0. One question, show that phi of xy is equal to minus c divided by s square plus y square the whole raised to 1 by 2 is a potential function. So uh, you need to find out del is equal to f. Del of phi is equal to uh, vector f. So del of phi of xy is equal to dou f by dou x into I cap plus dou f by dou y. You take the partial derivatives, you will get this one. So that will be f. So therefore phi is a potential function. Next question. Find the gradient field of phi of xy is equal to x plus y. So therefore gradient function is del phi. That is dou phi by dou x into I cap plus dou phi by dou y into j cap. That's equal to I cap plus j cap. Next one, find the divergence. Find the divergence and curl of the vector field. So here f is s square plus small f is s square into y, and g is 2y square y cube into z, and h is 3z. So divergence of f. So that will be equal to dou f by dou x plus dou g by dou y plus dou h by dou z. So you will get this one. When curl is this determinant dou ijk, dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z, f g h. These are f g h. So when we evaluate this determinant, you will get the answer as minus 2y cube into I cap minus s square into k cap. Next question is show that the divergence of inverse square field. So vector f of x, y, z is equal to c by s square plus y square plus z square the whole raised to 3 by 2 into x into I cap plus y into j cap plus z into k cap is 0. So you want to show that divergence is 0. So take r is equal to s square plus y square plus z square the whole raised to 1. So that is vector f is equal to c of x into I cap plus c y into j cap plus c z into k cap divided by r cube. So you will get this one. Therefore dou r by dou x is equal to x by r, then dou r by dou y is equal to y by r, dou r by dou z is equal to z by r. Therefore divergence. So c into dou by dou z of f, then dou by dou y of g. So what is g here? Then dou by dou z of z by r cube. Okay. So this one is f, this one is g, and this one is h. So you will get divergence as this one. So you can evaluate this one. So dou by dou x of x by r cube. So you will get this one. Then similarly in the case of dou by dou y of y by r cube, dou by dou z of z by r cube. So when you substitute this in this equation, you will get 0. Next question is show that f of x y z is equal to z square into I cap plus cos y into j cap plus 2xz into k cap is irrotational. So we want to show that the cross product of del cross f. So that will be equal to 0. We can find out that one. So f is irrotational. So determine A so that f of x y z is equal to x plus 3y into I cap plus y minus 2z into j cap plus x plus az into k cap is solenoidal. We want to find out what is A. It is given that the given vector valued function f is solenoidal. Solenoidal means the divergence is equal to 0. Okay. So from this given vector we can find out f g h. So f is solenoidal, divergence is equal to 0. That means dou f by dou x plus dou g by dou y plus dou h by dou z is equal to 0. So when you simplify this, you will get a is equal to -2. Next one is line integrals. An integral which is to be evaluated along the curve is called a line integral. So a line integral of the function f of x y with respect to the arc length s along smoothly parameterized curve C, where is r is equal to r of t, that is equal to x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap, where t varies from a to b, is given by integral over c f of x y ds is equal to integral over a to b f of x of t y of t norm vector r of t into dt. So where norm vector r dash of t is equal to root of dx by dt the whole square plus dy by dt the whole square. Similarly, in the case of f of x y z, so line integral of f of x y z with respect to the arc length s along the smoothly parametrized curve c from uh, vector r of t is equal to x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap plus z of t into k cap, where t varies from a to b, is given by integral c f of x y z ds integral a to b f of x of t y of t z of t norm r dash of t dt. So where vector r dash of t is equal to root of dx by dt the whole square plus dy by dt the whole square plus dz by dt the whole square. If C is a curve in 3 space that models a thin wire, and if f of x y z is a linear density function of the wire, then the mass m of the wire is given by capital M is equal to integral C f of x y z into ds. The next one, if C is a smooth curve of arc length L and f is identically equal to 1, then this become, so you will get the arc length L is equal to integral C into ds. The next one is if vector f is a continuous vector field and C is a smooth oriented curve, then the line integral of vector f along C is integral C vector f dot vector dr is equal to integral C f of xy into dx plus d g of xy into dy. So here f of xy is equal to f of xy into I cap plus g of xy into j cap. And what about vector r? Vector r is equal to x into I cap plus y into j cap. Therefore dr, what is dr? Dx into I cap plus dy into j cap. So when you take the dot product, you will get this one. Then work done by the force field W. So the same thing we say that it is the work done by the force field W. So integral over C vector f dot vector dr. Next one, suppose C is oriented curve in a plane given by vector r is equal to vector r of t is equal to x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap, where t varies from 0 a to b. If we write f of r of t vector r of t is equal to f of x of t y of t into I cap plus g of x of t y of t into j cap, then integral C f of vector f dot vector dr is equal to f of vector r of t into vector r dash of t dt. So next one, integral C f of xy dx is equal to negative of integral C f of xy dx. And next one is integral C f of xy into dx plus g of xy into dy is equal to integral C f of xy into dx plus integral C g of xy into dy. And 10th one, integral C f of xy dx plus g of xy dy is equal to integral a to b f of x of t y of t x dash of t plus g of x of t y of t y dash of t dt. So these are some properties. So one question, using given parameterization evaluate the line integral C 1 plus x y square into ds. So here C is the curve C is vector r of t is equal to t into I cap plus 2t into j cap. T varies from 0 to 1. And the next C is C vector r of t is equal to 1 minus t into I cap plus 2 minus 2 in 2t into j cap. T varies from 0 to 1. You can find out the first one. The figure is this one. So since r dash of t is equal to 1 plus 2 I cap plus 2 j cap, then norm of vector r dash of t is equal to root 5. So root of 1 square plus 2 square, so that will give you root 5. Therefore integral over c 1 plus x y square into ds, so that will be equal to, we know the the formula. So there is f of r of t, so that is this one is 1 plus t into 2t square into norm of vector r dash of t, that is root 5 into dt, so that will give you 2 root 5. Next one is the r dash of t, so that will be equal to, so you can take the derivative, so that is negative I cap minus 2 j cap, we have then norm of r dash of t, that will be again is equal to root 5. So you can find out this integral c 1 plus x y square dx. So we know the formula, so this is the formula, this is the formula. So integral over c f of x y ds is equal to integral a to b f of x of t y of t, and norm r dash of t into dt. Okay, so here it is f of x of t y of t. So when you give x is equal to 1 minus t and y is equal to 2 minus 2t, so the given f of x y, so that become 1 plus x into y square, so x 1 minus t y square 2 minus 2t the whole square into norm of r dash of vector r dash of t, that is root 5, so into dt, so you will get the answer as 2 into root 5. So here so in both the case path whatever the path, so you will get the integral as 2 root 5. Next question, evaluate integral c x y plus z cube into ds from the point 100 to minus 50 pi along the helix c. That curve is helix, so that is represented by the parametric equations. The parametric equation of helix is x is equal to cos t, y is equal to sin t, and z is equal to t, and t varies from 0 to pi. So you can use the same formula, you apply that one, so that is f of x of t, y of t, z of t into norm of a vector r dash of t. So the formula for norm of vector r dash of t is this one, so you can apply that one. So you can take the dx by dt, that is minus sin t, dy by dt, what is that, cos t, and dz by dt is 1. Okay, then so here x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t and z is equal to t, so you will get this one. So evaluate, you will get the answer as root 2 pi raised to 4 divided by 4. Next question is, suppose that a semicircle wire has an equation y is equal to root 25 minus s square, and there is that its mass density is delta of xy is equal to 15 minus y. Physically, this means the wire has maximum density of 15 units at the base y is equal, that is y is equal to 0, and the density of the wire decreases linearly with respect to y to the value of 10 units at the top, that is y is equal to 5. Find the mass of the wire. The mass of the wire can be expressed as uh, the integral m is equal to integral over c delta xy into ds. What is delta xy? So there is this one, delta is 15 minus y into ds. So along the semicircle c, to evaluate this integral, we will express c parametrically as, so it is a helix, so the parametric equation is x is equal to, so it is a semicircle, c is semicircle, so that what is x is equal to that semicircle is that circle is y is equal to root the semicircle is y is equal to root 25 minus s square. So that what is the parametric equation? X is equal to r cos t and y is equal to r sin t. What is r here? 5. 5. So therefore x is equal to 5 cos t and y is equal to 5 sin t. And t varies from, it is a semicircle, so t varies from 0 to pi. So from here to here. Then therefore m is equal to, you can substitute from 0 to pi. So f of xy, delta xy, delta x of t, y of t. That is this one. Then norm of vector r dash of t. What is that one? This one. Okay, so you will get the answer as 75 pi minus 50. Next one, find the area of the surface upward from the circle s square plus y square is equal to 1 in the xy plane to parabolic cylinder z is equal to 1 minus s square. So the parametric form of s square plus y square is equal to 1 is x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t. Then the arc length is s is equal to 80. So here we use the parameter as the arc length. So s is equal to 80. So here a, what is a? So a is the this radius of that circle. So that is 1. So a is equal to 1. You will get s is equal to t. Therefore, the circle C, that is s square plus y square, can be parameterized in terms of arc length as x is equal to, what is the circle is x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t. What is t? T is equal to s. So therefore x is equal to cos s and y is equal to sin s. Therefore here instead of t we use the parameter as s. So therefore f of xy is equal to z. Z is equal to, what is z? 1 minus s square. So what is s square? Cos square s. So therefore where s varies from 0 to 2 pi. So it's a circle. So therefore area A is equal to integral C f of xy ds. That's equal to from 0 to 2 pi 1 minus cos square x. So when we evaluate this one, you will get a pi. Next one, evaluate integral C 3xy dy, where C is the line segment joining 0 0 and 1 2 with the given orientation. So we have two orientations, oriented from 0 0 to 1 2 as figure A, oriented from 1 2 to 0 0 as in the figure B. So solution. So using parameterization, so here x is equal to t and y is equal to 2t. So t varies from 0 to 1. So here we can take the equation of this line. So from 0 0, equation of the line segment 0 0 to 1 2 in the first figure. So you will get a line that is y is equal to 2t or y is equal to 2x. So that we take we are going to parameterize that y is equal to 2x, that is this line y is equal to 2x. So you take x is equal to t, you will get y is equal to 2t. So there x is equal to t and y is equal to 2t. So where what about t? T varies from 0 to 1. So here x varies from, so here x varies from 0 to 1. Okay. So here x is equal to t, x is equal to t. So therefore x is, when x is equal to 0, t is equal to 0. X is equal to 1, then t is also is equal to 1. So therefore t varies from 0 to 1. So therefore integral C 3xy dy so is equal to from 0 to 1. So we can use this formula. So we can use this formula. So vector f dot vector dr is equal to this one. So integral 3xy dy. So x is equal to t and y is equal to 2t. So t varies from 0 to 1. Okay, so we will get this one. The answer is 4. Similarly, in the second case, using parameterization, so we want to find out the equation of this line segment from 1 2 to 0 0. Okay, Therefore we get x is equal to 1 minus t and y is equal to 2 minus 2t. So and t varies from 0 to 1. So therefore integral over c 3xy dy is equal to, we can apply x is equal to 1 minus t and y is equal to 2 minus 2t, and t varies from 0 to 1. So you will get minus 4. Here in this case, this c, this is c, so from 0 0 to 1 2. So here the c is this is minus c, so that is from 1 to 0 0. So the integral becomes, you will get an addition negative. So here it is 4, and the second case, in the case of minus c over minus c, so here it become minus 4. Next one, evaluate integral c 2xy dx plus s square plus y square into dy along the circular arc given by x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t, 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to pi by 2. So this is that circular arc. So that is x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t. T varies from 0 to pi by 2. So here integral c 2xy dx. So there you can write it as integral 0 to pi by 2. There is 2 times, so what is x? X is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t. Then dx, what is dx? Dx is equal to derivative of this cos t. So there is minus sin t into dt. So when you evaluate this one, you will get minus 2 by 3. So therefore what about the second integral? That is the integral over c s square plus y square into dy. So from 0 to 2 pi, 0 to pi by 2, sorry, 0 to pi by 2, there is s square cos square t plus sin square t into dy by dx of there is dy, y is sin t. So you will get sin t is cos t. So this become 1, you will get 1. Therefore the whole integral c 2xy dx plus s square plus y square into dy. So that's equal to, so you can split this one using that property. So integral over c 2xy dx plus integral over c s square plus y square into dy. So substitute, you will get 1 by 3. Next one, evaluate integral over c 3s square plus y square into dx plus 2xy dy along the circular arc given by x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t from 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to pi by 2. So we can also, this is the same question as in the case of example 26. So we can also do this problem by giving the values x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t in this equation. So we apply x is equal to, we substitute x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t in this equation, you will get this one. So this become in the way in one variable, that is t. Okay, so you will get the, when you evaluate this one, you will get the answer as minus 1. Next goes, in evaluate integral over c vector f dot vector dr, where vector f of xy is equal to cos x into I cap plus sin x into j cap, where c is given oriented curve. So vector c, so vector r of t is equal to minus pi by 2 into I cap plus t into j cap, where t varies from 1 to 2. Next is c is vector r of t is equal to t into I cap plus t square into j cap. So t varies from minus 1 to 2. So vector r of t, first case, so vector r of t is equal to this one. So what about so that you can write as x of t into I cap plus y of t into j cap. You will get x of t, you will get y of t. So vector f of r of t, so that you can write it as vector f of xy is equal to cos x of t into sin x j cap. X is equal to minus pi by 2. So when you apply that, when you substitute that x is equal to minus pi by 2, you will get f of vector r of t is equal to minus j cap. Then what is vector r dash of t? So that is you will get it from this equation. we can take the derivative, you will get vector r dash of t is equal to vector j. So therefore integral over c vector f dot vector dr is equal to integral over 1 to 2 vector f of vector r, r of t dot vector r dash of t dt. So when you substitute the values, you will get and evaluate, you will get the value -1. And next one, integral over f vector f dot vector dr is equal to this one integral -1 to 2 in vector f of vector r of t dot vector r dash of t into dt. So you can substitute for x and y as x is equal to cos t and y is equal to sin t. So cos t into I cap plus sin t into j cap dot what is vector r dash of t. So that will be so I cap plus 2 j cap. So this is vector r. Vector r is equal to t into I cap plus t square into j cap. So therefore vector r dash of t. So that will give you I cap plus 2 t into j cap into dt. So you take the dot product and evaluate, you will get this answer. Next one, evaluate integral over c s square into y dx plus x into dy, where c is a triangular path given below. So this is a triangular path, this is c1 and this is c2 and this is c3. So the solution is c1. c1 is a line joining points 0 0 0 o 0 0 a 1 0 whose equation is y is equal to 0. This is in the x-axis. The equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0. Then what about c2? c2 is a line joining points a 1 0 and b 1 2 whose equation is, what is the equation? Equation of this line, equation of a vertical line parallel to y-axis. What is that? X is equal to 1. Then c3, so there is a line joining points b 1 2 and the point o 0 0 whose equation is y is equal to x. We can find out that equation using the formula. So y equation of line joining points x1 y1 and x2 y2, that is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. So when you use that one, you will get y is equal to 2x. You can find out the parametric equations. So c1 is so y is equal to 0. So y is equal to 0, but s can be any value. So x is equal to t. The parametric equation of this equation, that is x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1, but y can be any value. So y is equal to t. So here we can parameterize this one. So you put x is equal to t. Therefore, what about y? Y is equal to 2t. So you can find out each integral. So integral c1. So s square plus s square y dx plus x into dy. So that will be equal to, when you substitute x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, you will get integral becomes 0. Then what about the next integral? So integral over c2 s square y into dx plus x into dy. So you can apply x is equal to 1 and y is equal to t. Whatever dy is equal to 1 and dx is equal to 0. So this integral become this one, you will get 2. Next one, integral over c s square y dx plus x into dy. So that's equal to, you can write it as x is equal to t and y is equal to 2t. And we can find out that the variation of t is from 1 to 0, and also what about dx is equal to 1, and what about dy is equal to 2 into dt. We can substitute that in this equation, you will get this one, and when we evaluate, you will get -3/2. So therefore integral over c s square y dx plus x into dy is equal to, you take the sum of this integral, so you will get the answer as 1/2. Then one more question, find the work done by the force field F vector F on a particle that moves along a curve. So first one, f of xy is equal to xy into I cap plus s cube into j cap, where c is x into y square from the point 0 0 to 1 1. Next one is f of xy is equal to xy into I cap plus yz into j cap plus xz into k cap, where C is vector r of t is equal to t into I cap plus t square into j cap plus t cube into k cap, where t varies from 0 to 1. So in the case, in the first case, so here x is equal to y square. You can parameterize that one. You will put y is equal to t. Therefore, x is equal to t square. When t is so, and what about x? X varies from 0 to 1. Okay. So when x is equal to, so sorry, when and also y is also varies from 0 to 1. When y is equal to 0, then what about t? T is equal to 0. When y is equal to 1, what about t? T is equal to 1. So t varies from 0 to 1. And we can find out what is f of vector r of t. So there is a vector f of x, y. We can put x is equal to t square and y is equal to t in this equation. You will get t cube into I cap plus t raised to 6 into j cap. And what is vector r of t? So you can write it as x into I cap plus y into j cap. What is x? X is equal to t square and y is equal to t. So you can substitute that one, vector r dash of t. Therefore, work done. The formula is this one. You take the dot product, you will get this answer and evaluate. You will get this answer 21 divided by 40. And the next case, vector r of t is equal to this one. So you can put then therefore x of t is equal to t and y of t is equal to t square and z of t is equal to t. Therefore, vector f of r of t, so that's equal to, you can substitute that again. You will get t cube into I cap plus t raised to 5 into j cap t raised to 4 into k cap. So we substitute x, y, z in this vector f. And what is a vector r dash of t? So when you take the derivative, you will get this one. And therefore work done. So integral c vector f dot vector dr. So and t varies from 0 to 1, right? So therefore it is given from t varies from 0 to 1. So when you substitute this one, you will get the answer as 27 divided by 28. Finally, so the independence of path. So the value of line integral of a conservative vector field, that is f of xy is equal to delta phi of xy along a piecewise smooth path or a curve start at a x0 y0 and ends at a x1 y1 is independent of path. So there is integral over x0 y0 to x1 y1 vector f dot vector dr is equal to, so what is f? It is conservative, so there f is equal to del phi. So integral x0 y0 to x1 y1, so that is del phi dot delta dr. So that will be equal to, by this result you can write it as it depends only on the end points. So phi of x1 y1 minus phi of x0 y0. So this one we can call it as a fundamental theorem of line integral. Okay. The next one, if of f of xy and g of xy are continuous on an open connected region D, then the following are equivalent. So f of xy, first one, f of xy is equal to f of xy into I cap plus g of xy into j cap is conservative vector field on D. So there is f is conservative. Then so that C is closed. When C is closed, then whatever the integral over C vector f dot dr, that will be equal to 0. Okay. So this so that means this C is closed means initial initial point and the end point, so that will be the same. That is phi of x0 x1 y1 minus phi of x1 y1, so that will be equal to 0. So that integral become 0. Then integral over C vector f dot vector dr is independent of path from the point P in D and to any point Q in D for every piecewise smooth curve C in D. So if f is conservative, from the first property we can say that it is independent of the path. So it depends only on the points, so the end points, not the path. So integral over C f dot vector f dot dr is independent of path whenever it is f is conservative. So these three are equivalent statements. And next one is test of conservative vector fields. So we can test whether the given vector field is conservative or not. So if you give uh, vector f x y is equal to f of x y into I cap plus g of x y into j cap is conservative on D if and only if, so this is f and this is g, so dou f by dou y is equal to dou g by dou x. So if it is f of x y z is equal to f of x y z into I cap plus g of x y z into j cap plus h of x y z into k is conservative on D if and only if, so that we have seen in seen earlier. So that is curl of f is equal to 0. So curl of f is equal to 0 means the given f is conservative. So one example, confirm that the force field f of x y is equal to y into I cap plus x into j cap is conservative by showing that f of x y is gradient of phi of x y is equal to x y. Use fundamental theorem of line integrals to evaluate integral from 0 0 to 0 1 1 vector f dot vector dr. So for solution of the first one, so phi of xy is equal to xy. So therefore del phi. So we can use this formula. So you will get f of xy. So f of xy is y into I cap plus x into j cap. Therefore f is conservative by definition of conservative. So where vector f is equal to del phi. The next one, so integral over 0 0 to 1 1 vector f dot vector dr is equal to, so f is conservative, and what about we can use that fundamental theorem. So what is that phi of 1 1 phi of 0 0. So phi of 1 1 is 1 into 1, what is that 1, then phi of 0 0, that is 0 into 0, so that one is 0, so the answer is 1. Next question, determine whether the vector field f of x y is equal to y plus x into I cap plus y minus x into j cap is conservative on some open set. Solution. So f of xy is equal to y plus x, and so here is f of xy and this is g of xy. So dou f by dou y so is equal to 1 and dou g by dou x is equal to minus 1. So they are not equal. So therefore f is not conservative. Okay. So then example 33. So let f of xy is equal to 2xy cube into I cap plus 1 plus 3x square y square into j cap. First one, show that f is conservative vector field on a entire xy plane. Next one, find phi by first integrating dou phi by dou x. Find phi by first integrating dou phi by dou y. Using the above potential function phi, evaluate this integral. So then, and also find the work done by the field on a particle moves from 1 4 to 3 1. First we can find out whether it is conservative or not. So you can find f is 2xy cube and g. So you take dou f by dou y, dou g by dou x. So you will get the same answer, 6xy square. Therefore f is conservative by the property we have seen in the note. Okay. So the next one is we want to find out find phi by first integrating dou phi by dou x. So since f is conservative, so what is f? F is equal to del phi. So therefore what is f? F is f of xy into I cap plus g of xy into j cap. What is del phi? By definition it is dou phi by dou x into I cap plus dou phi by dou y into j cap. You know what is phi and f here. So f is 2xy cube into I cap plus 1 plus 3s square plus y square into j cap. And dou phi by dou x and dou phi by. So we can, when you equate these two vectors, what about dou phi by dou x? So equate the coefficients of phi. So dou phi by dou x is equal to 2xy cube. Then dou phi by dou y, what is that? 1 plus 3s square y square. Right? That is equation 1 and 2. Then integrating 1, you will get phi is equal to, so integrating with respect to x, so you will get 2y cube, you consider it as a constant. So 2y cube into integral of x, what is that? S square by 2. You can cancel this 2, so you will get s square into y cube plus the constant of integration. So here y you consider it as a constant, so that constant of integration you write it as a function of y. Okay, so you write it as k of y. So that you take it as equation number 3. So you got actually you got 5. Okay, but we want to find out what is the constant of inertia k of y. So differentiating 2 you will get differentiating 3. So you are going to differentiate this one, you will get dou phi by dou y. So that will be equal to, so what is that one? This one is with respect to y. So you will get 3 s square y square plus derivative of this one. So what is that? K dash of y. So it is with respect to y. So k dash of y. You take it as equation number 4. Now you are going to, so we have dou phi by dou y here, and we have one dou phi by dou y in the equation number 2. You are going to compare this 2 and 4. So what will you get? So you will get so left hand side is same, and what about right hand side? 3s square y square 3s square y square, and what about k dash of y? So these two are these two should equal. So therefore k dash of y is equal to 1, comparing 2 and 4. Therefore k of y, so you can integrate 1 with respect to y, you will get y plus the constant is c. Okay, so we can substitute this k of y. Then what is k of y? K of y is equal to y plus c. So we can substitute this k of y is equal to y plus c in equation number 3. So you will get phi is equal to s square y cube plus y plus c. So which is the required potential function. In the next one, since f is conservative, f is equal to del phi, the same thing. So you will get equation number 1 and equation number 2. When you equate these two, you will get equation number 1 and equation number 2. So in integrating, now we are going to first integrate 2, okay, with respect to y. So integrating 2, so we will get phi is equal to y plus, so this one is y with respect to y plus 3s square y cube divided by 3, that is s square y cube, plus constant of integration. So here x is a coefficient of integration. So here sorry, x is a constant here. We keep x as a constant. So the constant of integration we consider it as a function of x. So that you take it as g of x. So differentiating 1 with respect to, differentiating 3 with respect to x. So you will get dou phi by dou x is equal to, you will get this one is this becomes 0, right? Therefore 2x, this one is 2x into y cube plus g dash of x. So we can compare this 4, here we have dou phi by dou x, and here also dou phi by dou x in 1. So we can compare 1 and 4. So you will get g dash of x is equal to 0. Therefore g of x is equal to c. It's a constant. So therefore we can substitute g of x is equal to c in 3. You will get phi is equal to y plus s square plus y cube plus c, which is the required potential function. Next one, the solution of D. So that is phi is equal to, we have we got phi is equal to y plus s square y cube plus c. So therefore integral over from 1 4 to 3 1 2x y cube into dx. So plus 1 plus 3s square y square dy is equal to, we can use that fundamental theorem. So phi of 3 1 minus phi of 1 4, so that will give you minus 58. Now we want to find out the work done. It is same as the solution D. Solution D is the answer. Okay, so work done is equal to integral over vector f dot vector dr. So minus 58 itself. Next one, let f of xy is equal to e raised to y into y cap plus x into e raised to y into j cap denote the force field in the xy plane. Verify that force field F is conservative on the entire xy plane, and also find the work done by the field on a particle that moves from 1 0 to minus 1 0 along the semicircular path. Solution of A. F of xy. So here f of xy is equal to e raised to y, and g of xy is equal to x into e raised to y. Therefore, what is dou f by dou y is equal to e raised to y, and dou g by dou x, that is again is equal to e raised to y. Therefore, f is conservative. Then solution of b. Since f is conservative, f is equal to del phi. So we can write like this. So what is f? We can write. Then this one is this. We write that one. So we can equate. You will get this one. Then integrate 2 with respect to y. So you will get phi is equal to x into e raised to y into dy. So that will give you x into e raised to y plus constant of integration. You write it as a function of x. So here x you treat it as a constant. Okay, so g of x. That is equation number 3. So differentiate, then again differentiate this 3 with respect to x. So you will get dou phi by differentiate this 3 with respect to x. You will get dou phi by dou x is equal to e raised to y plus g dash of x. So that will give you equation number 4. So here there is dou phi by dou x, and here there is equation number 1 dou phi by dou x. We are going to compare this 1 and 4. You will get g dash of x is equal to 0. That means g of x is equal to c. When you integrate g of x, integrate on both sides, you will get g of x is equal to the constant c. Now you substitute g of x is equal to c in 3. So you will get phi is equal to x into e raised to y plus c, which is the required potential function. Therefore, work done is given by w is equal to integral of 1 0 to minus 1 to 0 f vector f dot vector dr. So you can use that fundamental theorem. You will get a phi of minus 1 0 minus phi 1 0. So you will get answer as minus 2. And that's all about module number 1. And we have given the tutorial questions for module number 1, and also we have given unit wise question bank. Okay, thank you.